Alright, welcome back to the Apothecary Diaries Anime Review, episode number 3. We're here discussing episodes 8 through 12 of the Apothecary Diaries, which I believe these episodes capped off the adaptation of the first light novel. Basically, we continue the plot thread of who tried to poison the Corazon Lisha. We basically talk about they kind of revealed the person responsible for it, and that is a plot thread going on for quite a while. We also revealed not only that, but also who's responsible for the fire stuff from a few episodes back. It's like these few episodes basically, it's like, yeah, let's just have a lot of recurring plot threads throughout these episodes. So first we start off with Momo still basically back in her hometown. But then she's summoned to a local brothel, not the one she's usually working with, where they have to deal with this possible double suicide. And, well, the woman saved, no problem. The guy is saved too. But then, of course, the girl who basically brought her there, and it turns out later on that she ends up trying to murder the guy because the guy's a freaking scumbag. He basically just claims he's going to buy them, and he just withdraws the offer, dumping them on the spot. And apparently he's done this more than once. But apparently the only reason why he's not banned from the brothel is because his father keeps basically bribing them in order to keep their mouth shut about it. Yeah, so apparently that the main reason why that the servant girl hates the guy is because one of the girls he dumped was her sister. Yep, and the person who nearly died was actually close thing. She had a sister relationship with her, but she would live no problem, and she'll basically just. So apparently, it was later revealed this was actually not a double suicide, but an attempted murder. Who was the murderer? The courtesan. Tried to murder a guy with poison. Yep, with poison. With a little trick by basically pouring 2 different glasses of wine. 2 different types of wine. One is laced in poison. The other that is has no poison. She's able to avoid drinking the poison by putting this wheat straw through the glass. It probably doesn't notice the fact that there's 2 different colors there. The bottom has got no poison. The top part of it does. Yeah, that's why he got worse than the woman. So, and then of course, basically, Momo goes home. Jishin basically thinks that she probably was with the officer. It's just too inconvenient with him. So, and he, of course, she kind of thinks, basically tells a tall tale that possibly that, well, she may have basically brought him to her hometown to sleep with the officer, but nope. She just took him to the brothel. Which she had a great time, and Giko basically explained it. And then pretty much basically then we reveal that apparently that there's this one courtesan who apparently is 35 years old, and when she returns home, this of course is an episode the whole thing of basically before there's also one basically where there's basically an officer who died who had a sweet tooth, who apparently he actually was coerced to commit suicide because he lost his wife and child. And apparently the guy basically kept drinking himself crazy. Apparently he kept a very healthy diet, then eventually he just did the sweet tooth thing. There's also a joke about possibly underage drinking here. Yep. So it turns out basically we're leading toward the end here, with basically the person behind the burning was actually the lady waiting for the chorus who's actually about to leave. let's go, of course, the concubine. So we also reveal that Leon, who's the youngest, apparently not only she doesn't like fish, she does not like honey. Well, that was because she was told not to have honey ever since she was a baby. Because it was bad for her. That's why she's very nervous about it. And of course, ladies waiting are complete idiots. They think she's just too picky with her food. And it turns out that the lady waiting, Fumigan, is just that, well, she was the one trying to poison her. And basically, Leon kind of looked up basically to the other courtesan, the virtuous one, as sort of like a mother figure because basically she's younger. And get this, so this other courtesan, which apparently this wife, of course, she'd be a concubine, the emperor never touched her because she's like a couple years older than he is, and apparently she gave birth to possibly the emperor's sibling. And later on, of course, she's seen with Jishin, and there's a possible theory these two might be related, which is implied that she might be Jishin's mother. Because of the strong resemblance. I would think because of the purple hair, and the fact these two have very similar faces. Also, apparently, like that, this older woman, well, she's only 35, but she looks really good for her age. Apparently, she can't give birth to any more children, so, for reasons. So apparently, it's revealed that, well, that she did give birth, but the doctor was called away during the birthing because basically the current emperor's mother was giving birth to the emperor at the same exact time. Now, from what I can tell by showing the flashback, it seems like he was reluctant to go. He was middle of another procedure. Like, and he pulled him away just because basically she's not high priority, all because apparently this other one was giving birth to the one who succeeded the current emperor. Oh, and by the way, this doctor was revealed at the end of episode 11 to be Momo's father. Which turns out, yes, he used to work for them. So later on, of course, the child died. The one who the courtesan gave birth, the concubine gave birth to. And, of course, Momo's father was blamed, so he was expelled from the palace. And it's later revealed that the head lady waiting accidentally killed the baby because she fed the baby honey, which apparently is somewhat poisonous for a baby to have. I don't know if it's true at all. The baby just died, and she also tried to poison the other concubine, the younger one, which is another one the emperor has not touched at all. Yes. So, because of also, it turns out that there was also another suicide where a woman was found drowning in the water, which they suspect was murder, but they later concluded, of course, Momo concluded later on, based on a claim of the wall of the palace herself, that yeah, she committed suicide. She must have climbed the wall herself and jumped off. And then we see the concubine wearing a riding outfit, which, yeah, because of how muscular she is. Now, apparently she was the one basically, now, in my honest opinion, like, if in fact you have two women giving birth at the same time, like, if you have the doctor busy with their, like, haven't finished that first, then do that one. He was middle of something. Basically, those other people were being rude. That's just my honest opinion, no matter. So, because of the fact this one, full brain, who happened to be the head lady waiting, because of the fact that tied in, so not only did she accidentally kill the emperor, well, kill the baby, she also tried to murder. She basically tried to murder a concubine, and so basically she was executed for that, and her whole family, her assets seized, and then it's revealed at the end of episode 11, their family, well, at least members of her family, were responsible for Momo's kidnapping from the first episode. So then Jishin's like, well, he could keep her or let her go. In the end, after some convincing, he decides to politely let her go. So, Momo goes home, and she gets a very good severance package, pays off a little bit basically of her debt to the brothel, goes to a party, runs into Jishin, and of course he thinks that she quit, and she points out, though, you fired me. And then, of course, Jishin probably realizes his mistake, so he basically brought a whole lot of coins for the brothel to get her back and give her a plan so she's rehired by the palace. Despite the fact she had a year left on her term. But what happened next, we'll find out in the very next episode. And also with this, we are halfway through, yes, halfway through the season. By the way, in case you're curious though, do they identify the people who were responsible for causing the death of that officer who was a friend of Jishin's? No, they never caught them. Not in these episodes per se. But at least basically we have a few different basically mysteries here. Yep. But all in all, still really good episodes. And I have only 12 more left to go. I'm thinking that possibly tomorrow I'm going to finish this up. Yep. So unless I get called off for dinner, I'm going to go ahead and do my comic corner next. Okay? So please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Bye.